Is there a switch that you could turn on and turn off when you feel like it in basketball? Hi guys, welcome to Hoops Junction. The Cleveland Cavaliers, they have been playing a very disjointed brand of basketball. I understand they've been recovering from injuries and stuff like that, but the past couple of games have been real head scratchers. They had to play against the Atlanta Hawks at home. Cleveland had a lead in the fourth quarter. Ended up losing the game by 14 points. Now that's not the bad part. The bad part is the Atlanta Hawks did not send Dwight Howard to play, Paul Millsap to play. They benched all of their starters, and the Atlanta Hawks still won that game. Okay, fast forward to Sunday. Cleveland Cavaliers, it's a home at home. They're playing against the Atlanta Hawks. The Hawks have their starters in. Cleveland had a big lead. I believe their lead was at least 23 at one point, going into the fourth or so. The Atlanta Hawks managed to come back. Not only come back, 16 seconds left on the clock. I believe Cleveland fouled a three-point shooter, put 3 on the line. There's Cleveland has the inbound. LeBron James inbounds to Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving gets in a hell ball situation with Bazemore. They have to jump the ball. It's like 8 seconds left on the clock. No, it's 4 seconds left on the clock. 4.7. They jump the ball. Atlanta gets the ball back. Paul Millsap grabs the ball, does that little touch floater. It goes in overtime. Cleveland loses in overtime, 126-125. Cleveland has everybody baffled because they're the defending champs. I know every night you're gonna get everybody's best shot. That makes a whole lot of sense. But to be up by 23 at a point, to be up against the Atlanta Hawks starters or whatever, starters, and then to be up, forget this game. Let's go back to the last game. You were at home. It could have been a trap game, but you were up. And then you go to Atlanta. Yeah, LeBron is flexing. He's dunking on people. He's letting people have it. He's like, yeah. This is the LeBron time. Kyrie has 45. LeBron has a triple-double. And you lose that game. I don't know if this whole switch, they have a switch they could turn it on, turn it off. You know, just because you beat the Boston Celtics, you know, by a handsome margin, doesn't mean you're gonna go back and beat the Hawks again by a handsome margin again. This is the thing. This is what I think it is. I think the reason why Cleveland has this kind of this problem is because everybody's telling them you have this switch you could turn on. There's a switch. This is a magical switch you could turn on and you could ball out. Like LeBron could turn on the switch and it's over. You know, he's shutting everybody out, shutting everybody down. He's a #1 lockdown defender. Kyrie's gonna drain all these shots. They're gonna win. There's no such thing as a switch in basketball. Any given night, anybody can beat you. These guys are professionals just like you are. The only difference is the belief. The belief. Like, I guess Cleveland has been really drinking their own Kool-Aid. Like, yo, this is a switch. We got this, boy. We just turn this on. You know what I'm saying? It's a switch. Clap off. Clap on. There's no such thing. And this is the thing with the Lakers. When back when Kobe and Gasol were playing, Lakers suffered the same feat. They're trying to go for a three-peat, and the team was playing terrible ball. And everybody was like, "Look, man, like Kobe Bryant is Kobe Bryant. He's still the best player in the game. Pau Gasol, he's still the best power forward in the game. There's a switch they could turn on." They played against the Dallas Mavericks. The Dallas Mavericks dismantled them. And it wasn't even funny because anybody that believes there's some kind of switch is they're just fooling themselves. There's no switch in basketball. You have to play the games. You have to respect your opponents. You have to do all the little things. You have to build all the great habits. That's why it's so tough to repeat in basketball, because you got to find a fine line between getting bored in the regular season and then the fine line between building good habits. Because if you get too bored, you're going to build bad habits. If you get too excited for the regular season, then you might have fool's gold in the playoffs. So you have to find that fine line and fine balance. But I see a repeating problem for Cleveland, and it's really like their defense. And the thing is, it's like everybody's like, you could turn it on, you could turn this on, you could turn it up. There's no turning anything on. You know what I'm saying? Like, it takes time. It's like getting fat or it's like gaining weight or getting lean. You don't just turn on a switch and you get lean right away. You don't just turn off a switch and you get, you gain weight right away. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't work that way. And Cleveland has been slowly on the decline. Like, it's just like little boneheaded decisions that they make, little errors that they make, and it's like it's coming back to bite them. I mean, they're first in the East. That's not a problem, but I'm looking at it in a long run, because although let's just say they get through the East easily, whoever they play in the finals, that's gonna be a one hell of a matchup, like one hell of a matchup nightmare, because you have a couple of guys on the team that can't defend. Like, Darren Williams is not a great defender. I will say Kyle Korver is not a great defender. Kyrie Irving, he could be a great defender at times, but sometimes he could be a liability. So there's just some things that they're gonna have to work out. But they've really been drinking their own Kool-Aid. They really feel like there's some kind of weird switch that you could turn on. And it's great to have that kind of belief, but you gotta respect the game, because basketball is played the same way everywhere, basically. You see what I'm saying? Like, you're not gonna go against an opponent and play sloppy and expect to win. That's just the plain honest God truth. Like, that late game execution against the Atlanta Hawks is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. One game was a trap game, so it makes sense if you lose, whatever, But the next time you see them, you're sending a message, you're flexing, and you still lose that game. You knew, to you, that was a big game for Cleveland. You could tell the way that they were playing. LeBron was on a mission, dunking on people. He had like 3 dunks that game. And he has a triple-double. Kyrie has 45, but you guys end up losing that game in overtime. Makes no sense. This whole notion of a switch, like, just forget that. And, like, that's the thing. Like, sometimes in a series, a team doesn't beat you. You beat yourself. And I feel like Cleveland is slowly but surely building those habits where they're going to beat themselves somewhere down the line. It's going to be very difficult for them to repeat, because there's nothing more to come together with each other anymore. Like, you can't say, well, we were down to Golden State 3-1 right now, because honestly, you were down to Golden State, but it wasn't like you guys rallied. It was like a lot of cockamamie things that happened throughout the NBA Finals. Guys getting suspended, guys getting hurt, and you won. And that was kind of like the same thing that you were saying against Golden State the year before. You were saying, oh, they got lucky because Kyrie got hurt, Love got hurt. But look, the next time they saw you, they were up 3-1. So their guys got hurt, and then now, you know what I'm saying, like, you won. So, but they were up 3-1. That's like the big difference. Like, when LeBron was up, when the Warriors won their first championship, LeBron was up 2-1. Everybody keeps forgetting about that. And to me, that's no excuse. If you're up 2-1 and you're at home for Game 4, to go up 3-1, you should close them out. Then with Golden State, if you're up 3-1, no excuse. Whatever happened with Draymond Green, you should close them out, period. You know what I'm saying? You should find a way to close them out. So, this doesn't look good for Cleveland, man. Like, I just don't understand the late game execution, the defensive lapses. Where is this switch going to come on? Because I know they're going to get some rest for the playoffs or whatever, so they're going to load up. They're going to get really ready to scout whoever they're going to play, which might be Indiana or might be Miami. And even though everybody's like, oh, Miami's a tough matchup, I think Cleveland will take care of Miami easily. I think Indiana's that wild card that could possibly take it to 6 games. So we'll see where it goes from there, but I don't like what I'm seeing from them. This reminds me so much. Every team that in the NBA that doesn't repeat, they go through this. They go through this cycle right here. They play good ball against a couple teams, then they start reverting back to the bad habits. Guys are missing assignments. The little things don't matter anymore. The little things like rebounding, defensive, getting charges. That was like a huge thing for a lot of NBA championship teams. How many charges can you get? How many turnovers can you? Little things like that. The smallest, minute things. You know what I'm saying? How can you defend without fouling? The smallest things. That's what separates a championship team from a regular team like that's not gonna win anything. You look at all the championship teams; they focus on the smallest, minute things. But with Cleveland, it's just they're so locked in on the macro, they keep losing games on the micro scale, and that's what's killing them now. And there's no switch for that. the same way that you build up those bad habits to lose games, or the same way you have to rebuild those habits to win games. And I don't know if you could build enough habits to first of all get to the NBA Finals, and second of all to win the NBA Finals, because San Antonio's potent, Golden State Warriors are lethal, and if you catch the Rockets let's just say the Rockets want to get to the finals, you have a guy in James Harden that manipulates the referees just as much as LeBron James. So there's no telling. Like the East, I don't think it's like such a worry. I don't think it's gonna be a cakewalk anymore. But if anybody in the West that plays Cleveland, they're gonna give Cleveland a run for. I mean, it's gonna be ugly. It's gonna be ugly, and there's no switch that's gonna to taper that off. This is Vlad from Hoops Junction, where Hoops meets Hoopla. Peace.